So how do you stake Solana? There are obviously many different ways you can stake Solana. Here are my favorites. And as we covered in the lesson, we're going to be doing staking via delegation. So we're going to delegate our coins to a specific validator in order for us to be able to stake. There are two ways that are my favorite in order to stake Solana. So you can either do it directly from the wallet itself, in this case it's gonna be Phantom, or you can go to the staking rewards website, which shows you an overview of all the staking rewards for the majority of tokens. This is where I usually go to check the staking reward rate for the majority of the tokens, the different validators available, the score of each validator, the amount of tokens that they staked, and the voting power that they have, in order for me to make an informed decision on with which validator to go with to delegate my tokens, and which one to choose based on analytics and data. We're going to be looking at both examples at the same time. So if I am looking to stake directly from my Phantom wallet, as you can see here, I already have my Solana. I click on the Solana, I click on more, and then you have the stake Sol button. Super simple, straightforward. Here in Phantom, they offer you the option of liquid staking and native staking. For this tutorial, we're covering staking. Liquid staking will be in another tutorial, so I'm gonna stick to native staking here. And once you click on it, Phantom shows you all the available validators that you can basically stake with. So here it's showing you the estimated APY that you will get. It differs between different validators because obviously some validators take commission, some don't. For example, Phantom itself do take 4% commission. That's why you see that the estimated APY is less than the different validators, which take basically no commission, as you can clearly see here. But obviously each validator is different. So of course, before you delegate any of your tokens, make sure you do your research on the validator. Ensure that you are choosing a validator with good uptime, with without being the biggest or without having the biggest voting power. Now, if we go to the staking rewards website, here, first of all, you have a list of assets that you can see the top major coins with their staking rewards, how much you get APY per year on a specific coin, the price of that coin, the staking market cap, the staking ratio, how much of the total coins is being staked. So for example, Ethereum have 32% of the total tokens staked, Solana 68%. And let's say in this case, obviously we're doing Solana, so we're gonna click on Solana. You can see the reward rate, which is currently sitting at 5.85%. Obviously it changes depending on the network activity, demand and supply, how much there is total tokens staked, etc. There is total economies behind these numbers, and obviously I'm not going to be explaining them on this short tutorial videos. Currently 68% of all Solana tokens are being staked. The quantity is around 426 million coins that are being staked as well. The inflation rate of the network is 4.22. So as long as the reward or the staking reward is higher than the inflation, then on a real basis, you're actually putting your assets to work and not just protecting against inflation. If the reward rate is below the inflation rate, then net or the real staking reward is actually negative. But in this case, it's around 1.6% positive. So you can also click on the view full analytics to go deeper into the analytics, but I wouldn't say it would help you much unless you're doing certain research. So we go back, and then in the top here you have about providers analytics calculator. You go to providers, and this is a list of all the validators that basically provide delegation services or staking services for people that want to delegate with them. So in it you see the reward rate for each validator, the fee, how much they take in terms of fee, total staked tokens. This is important, especially if you care about decentralization. You do not want to be delegating your tokens to the validator with the biggest staked tokens. Otherwise, this would add centralization to the network. So always try to look for validators that are outside of the top 3, top 4, top 5, but definitely that are also reputable and not just any validator. The total value locked for each validator, and the VSP score, which is basically a score developed by the staking rewards websites themselves and the team behind the website. So let's say, so as you can clearly see between the two, the wallet and the staking rewards website, it's pretty similar. You can definitely have more information from the staking rewards rather than the wallet itself, and that's why I prefer going to the website directly. Let us basically look for a validator to stake with. So here you have the reward rate. I see that all nodes, for example, have 6%. And they only have 1 million tokens staked, so they don't have a concentration of voting power. Their VSP score is AAA as well, so they are reputable. Okay, I decide to go to all nodes. I click on it. I get more information, so you can dive deeper into what this validator basically provides, and their analytics, their uptime, on-chain metrics, delegator protection, etc., total assets under management, and some information. You can also click on their website here, and then you get redirected to their website. And once you're inside, keep in mind that some of these validators that you see here in the providers list, they don't just validate on the Solana network. Obviously, this list that you see here is doing just Solana, is just showing us the validators that are on Solana. But keep in mind that, for example, all nodes have supported assets, as you can clearly see here, have many different assets, and all nodes is a validator on many different networks. The same goes for Stakefish, for example. They are on Polygon, they are on Cardano, Sui, and Monad, I believe. And you know, it's the case for most of the validators. But for example, Rockaway X infrastructure only works on Solana and is based in Australia. So to continue, we click on, we are inside of all nodes, so you navigate to the left, and then you can clearly see that there is stake token or stake coins. You click on it, and then here you navigate into Solana. You can clearly see the market cap of Solana, minimum stake that you can delegate to this validator. They don't accept less than 0.01 Sol. The APR, which is the staking reward that you get, which is 5.66%. And this is the most important to me, the unbonding period. Because as you know, when you need to stake, you will have to lock your coins for a certain period of time for certain assets, of course. Like, for example, here in Ethereum, you do not need basically you don't have an unbonding period, but keep in mind that this is a minimum stake of 32 ETH. So you have a full validator node for you only. Some assets do have unbonding periods, some don't. In our case, Solana, it already has 2 days unbonding period. So if you decide to delegate your coins to this validator, and at some point in the future you want to unstake, you're going to have to wait 2 days for your stake to come back to your wallet. And during this period, your tokens will be just locked with the validator until the unbonding period ends, and then you will be able to withdraw your tokens back into your wallet. So you click on Solana. You can see all the information. Again, it's the same information. They take 0% fee, so you don't have a fee, which is very good. You get all the rewards directly to you. Payout frequency 2 days, so every 2 days you get your staking rewards. So far there is around 1 million SOL that are basically delegated to this validator. Here you can choose the wallet. Let's say in our example it's gonna be Phantom. So you click on connect, and then here you go. You just connect your wallet. And then you fill in some information. If you don't have an account, you need to create an account with all nodes, and then you proceed to basically stake. However, if we do the exact same thing but in Phantom wallet directly, let's say we choose Phantom as a validator. They take 4%, but I'm fine with it. I would like to continue. So I put the amount that I want to stake. Let's say I will stake 0.1 Sol, and then I click on stake. And as you can see right now, the Phantom wallet is creating a staking account for me, then delegating my SOL to a Phantom validator. So they are basically choosing the validator for me. They are creating the account and doing everything in the background. And here you go. SOL is staked. You close, and then if you scroll down, you can clearly see here your staked SOL in your account. So here is at the account 0.1 SOL that is currently still activating. It's not immediate, and you also have the option to convert to PSOL, which is their liquid staking token, or LST. We're not gonna do that for this example. If you click on your stake, you have the option to unstake, just close and convert again to a liquid staking token. Let's say I would like to unstake. And by the way, this is the information on why it is still activating. So converting your active stake into a 2-step process. is a two-step process and may take up to 22 hours depending on when the current epoch basically ends. So this is just to let you know that it might take some time for your tokens to actually be staked. So let's say I want to unstake right now. I click on unstake and automatically it unstakes. Usually, as I showed you already, in all nodes, you have a unbonding period or unstaking period, if you want, of 2 days for Solana. In the case of Phantom, for the Phantom validator itself, they give you the option to unstake immediately. You do not have an unbonding period. But the majority of validators, of independent validators on Solana, requires you to wait 2 days before you can basically get back your stake. So this is obviously an advantage. Yes, you are paying a 4% commission fee for Phantom to be your validator, but at the same time, they are giving you the option of liquidity. Whenever you need your stake back, you can immediately unstake and then withdraw your coins. So right now we unstaked, correct? So if I go back to my wallet, logically I should see my balance go back up, but it's not. So far, I did unstake, but the tokens did not go back to my wallet. So what do? I click again, I double check what I did. So you can clearly see that the tokens are still locked in the staking account. So I click on it and then here you have to withdraw stake again to your wallet. So what you did before, or what we did before, we unstaked our tokens, but they are still in the staking account. What I have to do right now is just click on withdraw stake and then it will be automatically moved back into my wallet. So right now, if I go back, first of all, I no longer, or basically if I go back here, you can clearly see that the amount of Solana tokens went back up to their original number. And then if I click on this, I assume I will no longer be, yeah. So I click on stake Sol, native staking. Okay, so I no longer see my stake available here. As you can see, before we had a pop-up window saying we have one account and the total amount available. Now the last few things before we finish this tutorial: if you have a big amount and if you are staking a large amount, the best way to go about this is, instead of staking all your tokens with one validator, it's better to split your tokens with multiple different validators for safety reasons, just in case one validator goes down, or the validator that you're delegating with goes down. You will still be able to, or you won't have your full staking tokens basically slashed. So that's why it's better to also split your tokens, especially if it's a large stake with many different validators. Always verify that you are using the official URL for the specific validator or the staking rewards or the wallet, the Phantom wallet as well, in order to avoid any phishing scams or clicking on any malicious link. Second, never ever stake more than you are willing to lock, keeping in mind that Solana have 2 days unbonding period unless you're staking directly with Phantom Validator. Set a calendar reminder to regularly check on your staked tokens every 2 weeks, every 1 month, depending on your situation. It's always recommended to check your stake, check if you are receiving your rewards, and always review the commissions, the uptime, the reputation of the validator, and do your research on the validator that you choose, because if the validator is getting slashed and your stake is with them, you delegated your stake to that specific validator, you will also get slashed yourself.